Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you're all fine. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting some series of videos on the topic database. This is chapter number 8 in A-level computer science paper 1. So we will have the important areas covered in the upcoming 3 to 4 videos. So let's start. Let's start with the database concepts. In the database concept, I'm going to talk about the limitation of using file-based approach over the relational databases. So it is very important to understand the basic issues or the basic problem that comes with the file-based approach, an approach in which we have a separate file and used by separate applications, and the issues that arises with this way of storing the data, and the various other problems and the challenges that we face when the data is stored with the file-based approach. And then we'll also discuss the relational databases and how the relational databases, they truly implement the concept of the databases and how they eliminate the limitations of the file-based approach. So let's start. The file-based approach, in which uh, we basically consider a file, which is the structured way of storing the records or the data into the computer. And the file has fields that contain data about the same things. All right. So that file, when it is stored separately, when it is stored independently, then the programs or the application which are working or which will be using that data will be strictly dependent on its design and its structure. All right. And this creates a lot of problems. As I said, that the files, it is a structured way of storing the data and the records into rows and columns. So the files, when written and designed in this way, and when they are linked with the application or the programs, these applications and the programs rely strictly on the structure or the design of these files. All right. So the application depends on the layout, application depend on the design of these files. All right. So the individual records can be fixed, variable in length, and each record may also contain information about its structure. And if these records are to be processed by another program, so there is no sharing of data, then that program must use its own file. So it means if this is application 1 and it is using this file, and if another application is to use the same type of file, then it has to create another file. This is the problem with the file-based approach. The application 2 is going to create another file, so that it is not possible that the same file is used by another application. No sharing of data in the file-based approach. And if there is a change in the structure by one program, the other program must be rewritten as well. So there is no effect on the other application which is using it or which is using the same sort of data. So this caused the problem of updating the data and the consistency issues. So this is also explained in this diagram. You can see that the payroll program is using a record structure, is storing the data separately, and so this is the file that we have just discussed, and this is another file, and you can see that this file 1 and file 2, they have the data, like the name, like the data name here, the staff number, like staff number here. So these are the things that really create problems with the. So every application and the program is dealing with a separate sort of data. All right. So this is the problem with the file-based approach. So the problem, what kind of the problem that we have just seen, that the name, if the name of a member of a staff and their staff number are stored in one file used by one application, and if another application is to store the same data like here you have seen, like the staff number, first name, if this is to be stored, the first name and the staff number, the other application sale again has to store the same data, name and the staff number. So this is the duplication. This creates the data is stored twice. All right. So if the staff number, now the other problem is the updation. If the staff number was changed by the payroll program and not by the sale program, the fields may contain different values for the same member of staff. So like here, the staff number or the data related to staff is changed in this file by this program, then it will not be automatically updated in this file by which is used by another program. So the problem of inconsistency will arise here. Now the structure or the layout in which the data is stored and the order in which the fields they are there, they also will create the problem. The staff number is in the fifth field in the payroll record and second field in the sales file. So the fields are in different order. So that will also create an impact on the application which are using it. So by and large, if we see the file-based approach, limitation is that it is the storage space is wasted when the data items are duplicated by separate applications, and data can be altered by one application, not by another. This creates the problem of inconsistency. And more specifically, the inquiries, when you are retrieving data from this file-based approach, it depends on the structure of the data. As you have seen that the staff number was in the fifth field in one file and in the second field in the sales file. So this create difficulty for the inquiries which will be written to extract data from these files. So the solution for this problem, file-based, is the relational databases. These things are very well managed by the relational databases, which are preferred over the file-based. The relational databases are actually the right databases. So if we take a look on the very good definition of the database, so we can see that it says that a large collection of data items and the links between them structured in a way that allows it to be accessed by a number of different application programs. So the discussion that we carried so far related to the file-based approach, now you can see that all those issues are very well addressed by the relational databases. So large collection of data item. Now the point to note over here is that the collection of the data item and then the links between them and structured in such a way that it allows to be accessed by number of different application program. So this is what the relational databases they really needs to act like this. All right. So this is the relational database. Now you can see that the relational database, a database, structured collection of item of data that can be accessed by different application programs. So the same thing that I have. But the important point over here is that the relational database is a database in which the data items are linked by internal pointers. These internal pointer leads to the topic or the concept of the relationships, the keys, the primary key, the foreign key that you will learn in the next videos. So now in the relational database, you can see the database approach. The applications like the payroll application, the sale application is going to use the centralized data which will be stored at one place, and that data will be accessible by various applications. So if there is any change in the data, if there is any addition in the data, deletion in the data, updation in the data, that will be updated by to all the connected applications. So the benefits of the relational databases is that the storage space is not wasted. Data altered in one application is available to another application. Inquiries availables are not dependent on the structure. So it doesn't matter that the order of the staff number is fifth or it is second. The inquiries will not depend on that. So the data is independent from the inquiries. So this is the way the relational databases they work. So this is all for our database first topic, and that is about the difference between the file-based approach and the relational approach. In the next video, we will talk about the relationships and the keys. Thank you very much.